Hey everybody, it's another glorious sunny day of Northernlion playing The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus, where we have just been gifted victories. Mostly. We've had some runs that have been mildly mediocre, but this is probably not going to be one of them based on the fact that it's Azazel. And we got 48 7Vs. So if you'd like to have 487 Vs, we can give you that. I don't want to tell you what the V stands for. We've also got 36 New Jerseys. We're looking to offload those at a relatively low price. I don't know anything about New Jersey. I just know that it was, well, that's not true. I've driven through parts of New Jersey. So I would say that makes me an expert. All I know is I feel bad for New Jersey. People who live in New Jersey. What are they called? The constant gardeners? Because it's called the Garden State. But the thing is, they were like a late night host punching gag. You know, be like, oh, you hear Prime Minister Trudeau is going to accept 25,000 Syrian refugees. What's next? Accepting 12 people from New Jersey? And you're in the whack. But I've never been to your glorious state. As I understand it, Bruce Springsteen is from there. Maybe every song that he ever wrote was about getting out of New Jersey, but still, it must suck to be kind of like a punching bag. Especially secondhand. Like, if you've been to a place and you've spent some time there, you're allowed to trash talk it. Like, because you're intimately familiar with the details. Like, if I was ever to leave Vancouver, and I love the city, don't get me wrong, but I would be able to trash talk it. I'd be like, yeah, you know, you can't shake a stick without finding a coffee shop where a drip coffee's $12, and, you know, you get served by a dude who has a hairnet for his beard. There's nothing wrong with that, I say as someone who's, you know, electric razor got lost in his luggage, which has yet to arrive at my domicile, despite the assurances of Air Canada staff that it would be there within the next day or so. Either way, I've lived here, so I know how to hurt the city to its core. But whenever people who haven't been to Vancouver are like, well, you know, you just won the lottery, $100 million, or as I call it, a single-family detached house in Vancouver, I'm like, get out of my city. You don't get to say that. We get to say that, okay? Because we're living it. So all I'm saying is I sympathize with you, New Jersey. I have a friend. I don't have friends who live in New Jersey. I have a friend who lives in New Jersey, and you know what? He's a mighty nice guy. He's a dentist. He's offered me free dental work, but he won't pay for the flight for me to get to New Jersey, so how free is it? It's probably better for me to just drive to Burnaby and then, you know, get it done there. Anyway, the point is, this is getting too localized. But you gotta cut me some slack, because we're playing as Azazel here, which is really, like, the closest thing to a free win that you can get next to being Isaac. See, that's a little Isaac-based humor for you right there. The only path to a loss via Azazel is, essentially having no range and then willfully choosing to fight the Hush and perhaps also Void or Delirium. So we're going to do that, perhaps, if the run shakes out properly. My ideal path to victory as Azazel is you get Dark Judas on, like, your first deal with the devil and then just respawn. Can we use this? I can't officially say no, but I'm guessing that Sulfuric Tears just does not work based on the fact that it didn't seem to work right there. We'll start with PhD as well, and I'm Drowsy is an okay pill, Relax is an okay pill. Little unfortunate. We've really done a number on our donation machine, huh? Like, this donation machine very recently was at 999 cents. We've taken it back, oh my god, down to under 700 here, but it's because we have freedom now. 10 cents. We could get deep pockets, but I don't really want to mill our donation machine too hard. It's like, I imagine if you're saving for retirement. You know, maybe you want to have, like, let's say $800,000 in your bank account before retirement. I'm not saying that that's a reasonable number, especially if you're, like, 16 years old right now. You might be thinking that's a lot of money, but you gotta account for, you know, inflation, the fact that you might live to be literally infinity years old, you know, down years in the market, even if you're conservatively invested, etc., etc. But let's just say 800,000. I'm sure when you're at 790,000, you go, hey, we shouldn't spend that much money. We're almost to our retirement goal. And then when you get to 800,000, you're like, all right, time to live off this, right? that's where we're at with our donation machine, or at least that's where we were at recently, is like, you know, you're at 950 cents, don't blow up your donation machine. We could get it to 999. Then we got it to 999, and we're like, all right, let's enjoy the downward spiral, you know, getting this thing back down to nearly zero, probably. Wow, did you see the approach this gentleman took here? I do not support it. Either way, there we go, finally, a pill worthy of the PhD purchase. I sometimes worry that, because I really believe that violent video games are probably the greatest scourge facing our nation's youth. I mean, I grew up playing extremely violent video games like the brothers who are Super and Mario and Diablo, and it had just a twisted effect on my psyche, as you can tell. But I sometimes worry that Isaac is setting a bad example for the kids out there. Just because you have a PhD doesn't mean it makes all pills good. Trust me, there are still some bad pills. I say that as if I've ever like taken a bad pill in my life, which is actually not, like, I genuinely have not. Maybe there has been a time where I've taken, because, you know, on the bottle, when you're young, you feel invincible, and you go, I got a headache, I'm gonna take some Tylenol. And then the bottle says, you know, take one every 2 hours, and you go, come on, I can take it. I'm gonna take 2 on my first one here. It's quite the headache, but that's young and reckless. You know, you should follow that advice to the letter, I think. But I'm not very pharmaceutically inclined. I've also never, like, you know, broken my leg horribly or something like that. But my nerdiest, like, goody two shoes story is definitely, you know, I had testicular surgery when I was 16 to repair a hydrocele. I think I'm just gonna blow you up. I want that deal with the devil. Which is not even close to life-threatening. I feel like a lot of people would spin that out for like some kind of sympathy, but really it's like getting a mole removed, except the mole is inside of your scrotum and requires cutting through the scrotum in order to get to it. But anyway, the point is, they gave me Tylenol 3s, which, if you're not familiar, are Tylenols with codeine in it, which is a somewhat powerful painkiller. It's an under-the-counter painkiller. Is that what they call it? It's not, oh, you can't just buy it. You gotta, like, get a prescription from a pharmacist. Or a doctor, I should say. Anyway, I prided myself on being a moron. So, you know, I took none of the Tylenol 3s. Or I might have taken one of the Tylenol 3s, and then I was like, I don't need these. Looks like that paid dividends to blow up that judgment back there. And instead, I don't remember if I threw the rest of them in the trash, but I definitely disposed of the rest of them. And then later I was like, it was so needlessly full of bravado in a way that gets me no street cred whatsoever. Who cares? Yeah, okay. You had surgery on your balls, and then you didn't take a painkiller that the doctor said, hey, you should probably take this painkiller. I'm in the business of following doctor's orders now. And then the flip side of that, and it's the proof that, you know, you always get what you deserve in this life, which is obviously false, but at the same time, let's pretend it's true for this bit. When I had my wisdom teeth taken out, it was like, and I'm not trying to scare you here, this is 6 range ups pills. This is actually, like, ideal Azazel, you know, money-making opportunities here. We're gonna get to, like, 32 range, basically. When I had my wisdom teeth taken out, it was, like, the most pain I've ever felt in my adult life. I imagine there were probably things, you know, maybe being born hurt more, but I don't remember much of that, so, not on a physical level. That's mostly, you know, your mom, is in pain there. Or so, that's what they always say, but I don't know. They might just be milking it for attention. Please don't hurt me. But it really is more the philosophical pain of, like, I'm leaving the warm embrace of the womb for a cold universe that doesn't care about me, and that you get over it eventually. But yeah, like that, it was unpleasant. It's fine. It was unpleasant to have my wisdom teeth taken out, borderline painful. Probably should have asked for more freezing. But, you know, in my Canadian nature, when the dentist goes like, do you feel any pain? After he's already frozen you, I just go, no, because I don't want him to feel that he's bad at his job. I would rather experience excruciating pain, but then have the benefit of, you know, maintaining the decorum of politeness. But afterwards, extremely painful recovery. You're probably going to be fine if you're on the younger side. You haven't had your wisdom teeth taken out. I know when I was in high school, Michael A.L. Fox had his wisdom teeth taken out when he was like 16. He was back at school like 2 days later. And I think that the day he took off, he didn't even have to take off, but you might as well, because, you know, that's one of the few times no one's going to judge you for taking a day off in North America, is you're like, I just had a licensed professional use a drill to remove a piece of bone from my jaw. But, yeah, the dentist was like, you shouldn't have done this when you were so old. You should have done it when you were younger. And I was like, okay, thanks a lot. And then I wanted some higher grade painkillers because I literally was in pain. There was no recreation involved here. And the dentist gave me, literally, the dental assistant pulled out a Kirkland brand huge bottle of ibuprofen and then gave me some. And I was like, I could have just gone down to the Costco and gotten this. You guys are giving me $4 worth of over-the-counter painkillers. I was in agony for a couple of days at least. Anyway, that's the end of this story. I'm not afraid of the dentist and have never really been, and I'm still not to this day, because after the wisdom teeth stuff, I don't know, give me a root canal. I don't care for the most part. But yeah, let this be, if I could give you the most adult piece of advice, young adult piece of advice, many of you people, what do you mean you people? Many of you people are going to be like in college right now, and you're going to be on either a dental plan for your school, or you're going to be on a dental plan via your parents for their work or something like that. If you are, get your wisdom teeth taken out. There's no negatives except that it's slightly inconvenient, but trust me, better to, you know, either get it done for free or have to get, only have to pay like 20% of it, than to have to pay for 100% of it and also be older when, I don't know, I'm taking this as, you know, secondhand from my dentist, but my dentist was like, if you have this done when you're like 16 to 22, it's no problem. You had it done at 26 and it was like those teeth did not want to leave. They were in a rent-controlled jaw. But I was, by the way, boring topic for conversation, but that's kind of my brand. My idea is that we can mill it for some kind of absurd humor later. It was the root of my paranoia, is how my dental experience went wisdom teeth-wise, because I was on my parents' plan or my college's dental plan for, like, literally my entire life until maybe the age of 24. Would always go, like, I didn't go to the dentist once every 6 months in college, because come on, there's keggers to go to. But I did go, like, once a year when I was, you know, back at my parents' house. They'd be like, let's go to the dentist and eat some vegetables. That seems like a good idea. And every time I was like, should I get my wisdom teeth taken out? Seems like a good time. And they're like, no, you know, we don't take them out anymore unless it seems like there's going to be a problem. You know, we did the x-rays, it looks good. As soon as I come off of the insurance, oh, these wisdom teeth are looking, they're impacted and probably, how did you let it get this bad? I don't understand. Isn't that painful? And you're like, good one. I don't know if we had, like, bad insurance from our school or something like that, but yeah, so that's, look, I love the Zane. Azazel soy milk is not Zane. It's just horrendously annoying. If I can re-roll it, I will, but I'm happy to let that one go. You literally just stop doing damage, is what that means. You can fire a lot faster, I'll give you that. So I'm not saying you should insist. I mean, I think you should follow your dentist's orders if you haven't had your wisdom teeth taken out. But I was a little mad that I felt like this dentist was like a mechanic. So, ooh, yeah, you guys are out of warranty now. We're gonna need to replace the entire car with solid gold parts. That being said, in the end, I think our dentist gave us a break. It wasn't very expensive. Common misconception, you don't get free dental care in Canada. Medical care, yes. Dental care, no. And that's the end of that. It's the end of that tangent. let's take stock of where this run's at. I think without a reroll room, we basically cannot lose. So we should be in the business of looking for fun synergies. I still maintain that soy milk is not one of them. With a 100% deal with the devil chance here, obviously, like, real brimstone, and then combine that with, like, homing tears and, like, you know, Monstro's lung or something like that. I want to shoot, like, electricity tentacles out of my body here. And if we can accomplish that, I'll consider this run a success, even though we've talked about that same dental story that I've talked about many times in the past. But, you know, I want you to... I don't want your only experience, if you're on the younger side, to be listening to the other people on the NLSS talk about going to the dentist. Because I think we exist on a spectrum. I am a... This is Depths 2, right? Yeah. I am a cartoonish depiction of an adult. I'm like, oh, you should always pay your taxes, and everyone goes, what a shill. And then Nick is like a begrudging adult. He's like, you know, you ever see that picture on Twitter that's like, why the heck everything gotta cost money? Nick's in that stage of adulthood. And I completely resonate and understand with that as well. Rob is still in the state of rebelling against adulthood. You know, he's like, I think dentistry is a scam. And I understand that. I've been there at points in my life, but I'm past it. I don't want you to just take what I'm saying. Please let me into the shop. I don't want you to just take what I'm saying at face value and go, NL's right. I just want you to have a broad spectrum of opinions on adulthood. I think that's something the NLSS is very good at, is that we're all not just at different places in our lives, but we all want different things. We're all at different places, and we're all, you know, getting there via a different mode of transportation. Like, Bear Taffy is adult, but he also maintains, and I think he does this willfully, a little bit of that childlike wonder, you know? He's like an adult, but he's like, I will eat a popsicle every day. Nothing wrong with that. You know, it's a healthy little bit of, childhood enjoyment. It's not, I'm not saying I eat quinoa for a snack. I'm just saying, you know, when I eat a popsicle, I go, I shouldn't be eating this popsicle. He goes, psychologically, there is a good reason to eat this popsicle, and I think he's got a lot going right in that situation. Austin is like, it's like Rob, but I'm trying to think of where I want to draw this distinction. I think Rob is aware that the decisions that he makes as a young adult are not necessarily ideal, but he feels like he's in a deterministic universe to have to do them anyway. He's like, this thing is not good, but I'm going to do it anyway. Austin, on the other hand, is like, this thing that I'm opting out of is the right way to do it. Like, we had a conversation about dress clothes the other day, and he's like, I don't see why I should have to wear nice clothes to a funeral. I feel like, and I love Austin, don't get me wrong. I love this topic of conversation as well, because it's ridiculous, and that's exactly what I look for in my life. Obviously, like, this, we want everything here. We got some Zane. I respect this. And we can smelt up Trinket Smelter, or suck up Trinket Smelter and get a permanent speed upgrade as well. And then what do we got here? What do we got here? Oh, we should have saved Void for this. That's an amateur mistake. I'll tell you what. Dry Baby! Austin is like, he believes that he's fighting on the right side of history for this stuff. Rob would be like, I'm gonna wear, you know, a t-shirt to this funeral because that's all that's clean, but I recognize that that's kind of a bad thing. Austin would be like, society's ideals have no bearing on the way I choose to live my life. And I respect that in its own way as well. I think I'd have to buy a suit. I think I'm too old to not own a suit. You know what actually triggered this for me was when I went to my, I mean, this is not bragging, it's just setting up the situation, because it's a weird thing to brag about, okay? I just want to make that clear. When I was at my old high school's graduation, I wore, like, a polo shirt and okay jeans, and then I got there, and everyone was basically not wearing a suit necessarily, but, like, dress clothes, almost except for me. And I mean, I grew up in the kind of town where people would like, they'd wear dress clothes, but then they'd also have like a hat with their favorite snowmobile brand on it. They'd be like, you know, I'm in dress clothes, but the Polaris hat doesn't come off for anything. So I was like, if I'm underdressed here, it's time. As someone who's nearly 30, and that, honestly, I'm such an adult that that statement actually excites me. I'm like, 30? Banks are gonna start to trust me soon. I can rent a car at like the average rate soon. Not that I've ever rented a car, but you know, I could now is the thing. Like I just gotta get a suit. I'm not even like fighting the good fight. I'm not anti-suit. I'm just like, the problem is I've never had a situation where I've had to wear a suit twice in 1 month. So I always like, I should probably wear a suit for this thing, but I'm not gonna just wear a suit. Or like, I'm not gonna go buy a suit and then wear it once and then put it in the closet. And the next time I need a suit is gonna be like, I don't know, it could be like 4 years from now. So it hasn't been cost effective, but I think, you know, Lord willing, my body is roughly in the same state, the same configuration that it's gonna be in for like the next 20 years at least. Let's be realistic. Probably gonna pack on a few pounds. It's the way it seems to go. But that's alright. We can always just get it taken out in the stomach. That's something tailors can do, I'm sure. It bothers me because I see like, you know, 19-year-old student athletes wearing suits, and I go, I don't own a suit. This person was born in like the year 2000, and they own a suit. I gotta get on that. Like, I'm falling behind. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But I'm not buying a suit because I'd look nice in it. Buying a suit because basically I'm gonna pay like probably a few hundred to, you know, just over $1,000 to stop feeling like I'm underdressed when I go to important events like weddings and funerals. I'm definitely not a guy that's like, I'm gonna get a tailored suit. Probably. I don't know. That strikes me as a mouth thing. Do we have any interest in piercing shots? They would double the... You know what? I say we give it a freaking try here. And honestly, I'm gonna go for the Hush fight. And the reason is, I would rather die on the Hush fight than just win the run in 21 minutes and have people think that I'm a little baby, right? So, let's buy this. And, I mean, we'll just buy everything. Forgive me, Father, why should we bother? Buy everything. But Billy Talent. Are they still popular? When I was in 10th grade, this is a Canadian band, by the way, so it might be a little bit of an exclusive to Canada reference. I don't know if Billy Talent ever made the crossover. Wouldn't surprise me necessarily, but, okay, I have an idea, I think. But do we want to... This is a weird one. First off, we don't care about these, but we also do not want teleport. So it's a kind of a confusing situation. There is a battery charge for sale. Okay, so I think we do not want to ruin permanent Polaroid invincibility, so we should suck up this room. That gave us almost no benefit. And then we got a couple of options here. I think the correct course of action is you take Virgo, and the invincibility from Virgo is like pretty good. We should have looked to see if we could have gotten a black market first, though, because, luck upgrades, please. It's plausible we could have traded Blood Bag on the black market for something a little bit more valuable. But I think here, we don't want blood rights. So in what is kind of a... It's almost like this is a trick question on the Isaac exam. I'm pretty sure that what we want to do is take the straw... and then drop it back down, and then suck it up so we have it for later. And the straw once every 6 rooms is not really worth very much at all, but... So King Baby plus Dry Baby actually is a pretty good combination to block shots. Especially if we can just stay in a line here. But, I mean, this is going to be an annoying... Hush fight. I don't think there's much question about that. Rate of fire is like completely fine. Let's get these. Yeah, that's the idea right there. Try to get these guys in a position so that they can actually block shots. A lot of these shots are going to come in on an angle, and as a result, it's going to be a little tougher for us to block them, but This is actually like the most useful I've ever seen King Baby be. King Baby B! So, you know, oh my god, NL knows Smash Bros. I thought he was 100 years... I was there when Smash Bros. 1 came out, okay? Half you people watching this were probably not even alive. You were just a twinkle in your dad's nutsack before, you know, Super Smash Bros. Melee came out. I was there when 64 came out, alright? Friends telling me it's not okay to pick up the laser gun as Fox because Fox already has a laser gun. How is it fair that you get 2 guns and we get 0? It's not a laser gun, it's a blaster. That is true. That's my impression of myself as a 10-year-old. I'm glad we at least took it upon ourselves to give this a try down here. Oh, I remember what I was going to say now. I was talking about that... Oh, come on. I was talking about that Billy Talent situation. That was like the biggest concert that ever came to my hometown when I was in college. Or not college, sorry. That would be when Broken Social Scene played at stages. But no, Billy Talent played at AJ's Hangar when I was in high school, and it was an all ages show. And it was like, if you're anybody who's anybody is going to that Billy Talent show. So I stayed home. But we didn't get, you know, bands that you could find on Much Music all that often, so it was a big milestone for us. I know how to dodge this shot. This is what bothers me. I've chosen to be more aggressive on this Hush fight, and that could lead to my demise here, although at this point we're probably relatively set. What's going on there? Because those shots were not... Those were not continuum shots at first. We're not hitting anything. It's okay. Here we go. Honestly, this is like the best attack for us, which doesn't happen too often. That's what you're actually looking for. But that's like the best attack for us because it's very... Oh, I tried to just keep it as safe as possible. It's very easy to dodge. With high speed, at least. All I need is for... Like, I could get hit one more time and be fine. If I get hit 2 more times... I'm very confident we're going to beat this fight. But if I get hit 2 more times, anything could happen on the Cathedral. If I get hit 1 more time, I'm pretty confident. We did it. Was it worth it? I mean, under no circumstances. But do keep in mind, I did pay 3 Spirit Hearts for a piercing shot upgrade that does nothing for us. So at the same time, I'm also like... It's not like I just played badly and put us in a bad situation. Like... Joke's on you guys, I was just pretending to be bad. I would love some HP. But you gotta add in a little spice on an Azazel run, right? Like... Otherwise, what's the point? We do have PhD. Feels like I'm walking on sunshine is actually kind of... I've come to believe that this is actually, like, not a good pill for the most part. It's not bad, but it's also, like, just not... Oh, that's huge. It's also just not that meaningful at all, because it does so little damage. It's nice for a Blood Bank or a Demon Judgment or something like that, but anyway. I think my defining characteristic on a personal level, at least the side of the personality that I show to videos, is I have lucked into a job where I can be free of all adult responsibilities. Well, some adult responsibilities. And then you can really draw a line between the members, the people who are on the NLSS, based on how they've reacted to that. I'm grateful, but at the same time, I feel guilty. You know, I think Rob is sort of on that same line. Austin is on some Tim Ferriss stuff, where he's like, this is the right way to live your life. I don't know, Austin, it's kind of an insult to call Austin Tim Ferriss, because he's not working a 4-hour work week. He's like working like an 84-hour work week. And you should know from my Okay, let's pop that. Ooh, we did get... That's from Serpent's Kiss, I think, though. You should know from my, you know, how many times have I said that I hate the expression work smart, not hard? Work smart and hard. You should know from my opinion on working smart and hard that, you know, I respect Austin's work ethic to an enormous deal. It's just interesting to tease out these differences in personalities. This is the kind of stuff I think about as we're, you know, making a bit on the NLSS. I'm like, how am I going to try to tease out the things that make us different in a comedic fashion? And I think the people, you know, that watch it and that chat kind of see a little of themselves in some of the NLSS members as well, and that's important. Nobody sees themselves in me, though, which I accept. I'm willing to be the vanguard of criticism for the show. I'm just surprised is all, because I think I live a relatively normal life. Yeah, I mean, we might as well take Bumbo. I always hold myself as having relatively reasonable opinions, but perhaps, you know, that's because I hold them. I would think that they are reasonable. Well, we did a bit on the NLSS where Austin doesn't like cucumber, and I said that strikes me as slightly unusual, not for you, because I know you don't like many vegetables to begin with, but because cucumber to me seems like a very likable vegetable. He described it as weird water, which in hindsight I can't disagree with. If you gave me a glass full of cucumbers when I asked for water, I'd be like, this is weird. Ah, yes, the old glass full of X in a restaurant philosophical experiment. But anyway, he's not wrong about that, but I was like, if you asked 100 school-age children, I'm not going to get in the minutia of what is and isn't a school-age child, but anyway, it didn't affect our range that... Oh, right, we have Brimstone, that's right. Linger Bean. If you asked 100 school-age children, I think you would find that cucumber is one of the most liked vegetables. Of course, you know, in North America, that was really bad. In North America, you got potatoes, you got corn, you got carrots. These are all going to be beloved. But then somebody in chat, first off, they were like, nah, cucumber's weird. And I was like, I don't understand your opinion on this. Then they went, well, we had an anecdotal, someone who works at a salad bar that I guess children frequent. They might be watching this right now. I'm not disparaging you. I'm just calling into question the veracity of your data collection. Said that the most popular vegetable where they work is banana peppers. And this sort of set me off, because I'm like, I don't buy it, dude. I don't buy that banana peppers are the most... That gave us no stats? I don't buy that banana peppers are the most popular vegetable. It doesn't make sense to me. In terms of consumption. Like, 3 banana peppers is all you need for a sandwich or a salad. You need, like, you know, 30 leaves of lettuce or something like that. Anyway, I don't even know where I was going with this bit. We don't need either of these either, so let's suck them up. We're looking for, I mean, if necessary, we should leave some red hearts. Red heart containers on the ground if possible, but we don't need to take the money. That's my bad. If not necessary, then we don't want to ruin permanent Polaroid invincibility if we can get around it, so... We should still win, though. And I feel a little bit like I put this run in a dangerous place with some pickups that were highly unnecessary, so I don't feel like we've played badly. I think we played okay. Oh, the sneeze. The sneeze. No, don't leave me. The sneeze! Ugh, I really wanted that sneeze. I was pursuing that sneeze. Rate of fire got bad for a second there because of triple shot, but we're still sitting pretty. It's alright to be sitting pretty. And this is a song from Hey Arnold. It's just, I mean, at that point we probably could have afforded to not suck him up, but a little bit of extra damage means something. A little bit of damage, but a lot of luck is what we're looking for. More items, dude. More items. Told ya. Oh, that's what you're looking for right there. And you know what? We got permanent Polaroid invincibility. Give me E. coli. Nicely done. should be like 100% set now. I told you, if we didn't get hit twice on that Hush fight, we weren't gonna die. If we got hit once, we'd be in a more dangerous situation. But if we got hit twice, anything could have happened. But at 2.5 HP, we got no problems, dude. As you can tell right here. Will I do the Void Floor? I don't know. I gotta think about it, is the honest answer to that question. We've paused time for about a half second. Not that valuable. And we're done. Okay, honestly, a fairly fun Azazel run. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time.